Well, thank you so much for coming. It's a pleasure to have you here in Tampa.
Thank you for having me.
Is it good to be back in Tampa?
It's awesome. I guess I'm really fortunate to have seen how the culinary scene sort of evolved. I mean, I remember coming down and going to Ted Peters' Smoked Fish.
Oh, God, I love Ted Peters.
You know, and obviously you go to Burns. I mean, every time I think it's like, if you have a Y chromosome, you go into Burns and you're like, ah. And it's remarkable because in the day and age of like the ultra sleek IKEA steakhouse, that you go into this like megaplex that looks like Liberace's mudroom.
So are you preaching the gospel of Tampa cuisine?
I am, actually. I am. I like, because let's face it, you know, New York, Chicago, Los Angeles, myriad food critics, myriad restaurants, tomes written about these scenes. I'm bringing my menu to Tampa, to Indianapolis, to places that have a culinary scene, but maybe not one of the ones that's like hoity-toity and people in like skinny jeans referencing Shin's quote at dinner or something like that.
What is your go-to comfort food?
Ooh, that's a great question. I love mac and cheese, for sure. Specifically, there's a place in Detroit, I have to say, it's called Slow's Barbecue. And the only reason I mention them specifically is I get their mac and cheese sent to my house for Thanksgiving. This mac and cheese is, I call it mac and crack. I've never found its equal. Funny, when I auditioned for Man vs. Food, I wasn't a competitive eater, never really did any kind of competitions before the show of any kind. And they said, like, when is the most you've eaten? I said, oh, Thanksgiving, I've definitely, eaten as much as a small Indonesian nation at points. My mom's spinach pie is a tremendous favorite comfort food. My friends, when I would come back to college in Atlanta, when I went away to grad school at Yale, did you bring your mom spinach pie? My mom gets the proportions just right. I don't know. She's mom, they got that mom magic. I don't know what happened. God, and then there's like a whole bunch of like the substrate like sandwiches. Like I love a good like chicken roll, good eggplant parm heroes.
Mm-hmm. What country do you want to go to pig out? Is there like a country you haven't been to yet that you really want to pig out in?
Yeah. I want to explore Singapore more. I was there. I made a bad bet on some street food in Thailand. Oof. And I went from Thailand to Singapore. And I tell people I'm Juda Buddha. I'm a Jew that's actually studied a bit of Buddhism. And I went to go study at this temple in Chalong. And I went there, and there's these little vendors. And I lost a bet on some street food there. And it slammed me shut like a book. And I went to this
What do you do when that happens?
Pray and then just go, how long is this flight? So I'd like to give Singapore another day in court. I really want to go to Vietnam. I've never been to China. Okay. And I know that there's a lot of regional variants in China, but I think that linguistically I'd get hammered. I need to get some Rosetta Stone happening like that.
Yeah. What is it about sandwiches?
I mean, the sandwich at its core is your imagination bounded by two pieces of bread. It's like the great equalizer. From the wealthiest family in this country to the most indigent family in this country, there's a sandwich. Right here in Tampa. 2 of our Gulf Coast sandwiches were right here in Tampa. I mean, Skipper's Smokehouse is making a blackened grouper Reuben. I remember saying it to people, and they're like, wait, slow down. Blackened grouper Reuben? And again, we're right here in Ybor City, where, I mean, the Cubano sandwich has its roots here in Tampa. Mm-hmm. Though Miami may lay claim to it, when Ybor brought his cigar manufacturing company here, he brought that Cuban culture. The Cubanos and the Medianoche in this city are out of this world. I mean, they are the same way.
Fresh bread, fresh baked, still has the palmetto leaves in the...
Oh, I love you for knowing that.
So, if you get too hot and you need to stop, let me know, and you just stop whenever you want.
Or we have banana leaves if you need to be fanned.
Exactly.
Or,
I usually bring indigenous tribes with me just to do it. I'm carried in like a sedan chair like Lady Gaga.
Travel Channel's like charity work.
Exactly. Lady Gaga was in a pod. I'm one of those old like fillet of fish containers. Big styrofoam fillet.
Hey, Ariel Stevenson, assistant editor at Creative Loafing Tampa, here with Adam Richman.
That's me.
Right here at the CL Space. Thanks so much for stopping by.
Thank you.
It was
you stay classy, Tampa.